Përshëndetje të dashur teleshikues. Rikthehemi sot në një tjetër episod Koha Për Të Folur dhe bashkë me ne në studio është Emma Kolina.
Hi.
Hello, it's very nice to have you here today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for having us. So, you are half Albanian, half English?
Yeah.
That's an interesting combo.
Yes.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah, great. My dad is Albanian, my mum is English.
Yeah.
And I grew up in England, but always just wanted to be back in Albania and living here. It's always been part of me, so it's just it's something really special, I think.
Did you always had this love for Albania, or was it like one day you woke up and you were like, I want to go there because I know I have history with it, or has it always been with you, that love of I always want to go there?
Kind of both. As a kid, I used to come here on holiday. We used to come every 3 or 4 years, see my Jusha and all the family. But the more as I got older, the more I wanted to come and live here. So I grew up coming on holiday and thinking this place is great, but then that was it. And then more towards like my teenage years, I just always wanted to come and live and get to know the language, get to know the culture, and just be part of something that's part of me a bit more. So yeah.
Is there something that you like very much about here that maybe it's different in England, or I don't know, maybe something traditional or maybe something cultural that you're like, I really enjoy this, or I really enjoy doing this or eating this or watching this?
Yeah, I mean the weather is definitely different here. Much warmer, so much more sunshine, which is so nice. In England it definitely does rain a lot. So yeah, I mean the weather is incredible, but something that I didn't realize I loved so much until I came was vale. And just doing the dancing whenever people are out in the streets in the evenings, and just going out doing vale with people is so much fun. So
Have you learned any traditional ones, or do you know like the basic ones?
I know the basic ones, and there's a couple of fast ones, but I don't remember the name of the dance. But I've learned a few.
I think like even us as Albanian, at one point we just keep like running along. Like someone starts it, and at one point we're like, we don't know what we're dancing to, but we're dancing to something. So sometimes I don't think we even know what we're doing. We're just vibing or like enjoying the time.
It's fun. Like as soon as you start going, you just catch on, and it's good fun.
Can you tell me a little bit about how it all came to be with you coming here in Albania? Like how did it happen? What was the intention behind it? Did you come for fun and then stay?
Sure. So I mean, as I said, I'd always kind of wanted to come and live here and be part of this kind of community. And doors just kept shutting. So I wanted to come when I was finished with school. Before I went to university, I was thinking I'll come for a year, and then I couldn't. And then I did university, and I thought, okay, after university I'll go. And then COVID hit. So I was like, I'm just going to start working. But in those 4 years, I was working as a paralegal in the UK, like in the law business. And it was just a lot. And I just thought, I really don't want to be doing this. I really want to go to Albania. It's still in my heart. So eventually 4 years later, I was like, I'm just going to do it. I want to go. And I'd been praying about it, figuring out a way to come, and decided that the best way would be to come as an English teacher. Not doing law here because it's crazy. But just to come teaching English. So I finally kind of made the decision that I was going to come, went down to my dad and was like, I'm going. It's actually happening now. They knew that I wanted to come, but that time where I said it, I was like, I'm actually going next year, May, I'm going. He kind of understood and started to support it a lot more as well. So I mean, I just decided one day, that's enough, I'm coming, and just started preparing, training for teaching English and everything. And I had seen as well the year before, some friends had been posting like videos of this conference that was going on here. And that was a real kick for me, just to say like there are other young people who love Jesus and want to just be doing life together in Tirana. So I was like, this is great. These people can be my people. So seeing that video, I was like, great, I'm going to go and I'd love to meet all of these people. That's going to be so much fun. And eventually when I decided to come, I was going to come middle of May. 2023. And I suddenly saw the dates for this conference again were the weekend that I was going to come. So I was like, actually, I'll change my flights, come the weekend before so I can be part of this conference. Came and got to know them all, and it was just incredible. So it was like one of these times where knowing that the Lord was really in it was very cool, because I made this decision to come. But then when I got here, it was just like doors opened and everything kind of fit perfectly. So it just felt like the Lord's hand was really
into
that decision. Yeah.
So you made the decision to come, and then he supported that decision. Yeah. Like he was in it. Yeah. And the moment you made it, he said, you made it, now it's my turn to open up the doors for you. Yeah. So how was it coming first, not knowing anyone, knowing basically that you had a conference to go to and maybe potentially meet some people, but not knowing that, where am I going to go? Who am I going to meet? I know some people, but I don't know anyone, everyone. I'm like, where do I go from here on? Yeah. Did that challenge you in the beginning? Was that
Definitely. Yeah. It was kind of scary, honestly, coming. A lot of prayer went into it. I was just thinking, like, I know the fact that everything started to fall into place to come finally was such a clear thing to me, just to say, okay, you're meant to go, and it will work out. I'm sure it will. Honestly, having in the back of my mind, like, the worst comes to worst, I have family who live not super close, but there's people I can go and see. Yeah. Some of my parents' friends still live here. So it's like older generation that I still knew. So I was like, something will be fine. Yeah. And I knew also,
like, I have someone.
I have someone.
Yeah. I have someone.
Yeah. And I was going to start working at a school at the end of summer. So I knew that I had this 3 months of summer. Yeah. And then I would meet people then. So even if I didn't have anyone in 3 months, then it would be fine. And friends from the UK were going to come and visit as well, just to have like a fun Albanian summer. So that really helped, but honestly, a lot of prayer. And I just knew, something in me knew that going to this conference was going to open friendships. And like good godly friendships, and it really, really did. So yeah.
But I think you're such your story is something that people should look up to. And I say this because you made a decision that wasn't necessarily very easy. And you said, even though it may be a little bit out of my comfort zone, even though I feel like this is not what I'm usually used to, or I'm going somewhere that is very far away, that I had it in me, but it's not the same. It's not the same. Like, you're not going to the US per se. You're coming to Albania, which is like a completely different trail of events happening. And you took that leap of faith. You said, you know what, I'm going to do it. And because you took that, you're here today. Yeah. So I think that's such a good way to think about it.
Yeah, definitely. Like, it's something that if anyone ever asks me that they should move abroad or do something different, if they're struggling, I'm always like, just do it. Take that step of faith and see what happens. Because I mean, the worst comes to worst, you go home. It's not the end of the world. But I know for me, and I know for so many people who have moved specifically to Albania, you come and then it grabs hold of you. And there's something special about Albania that you just never want to leave. You can go and visit other places and think, oh, I could live here. But Albania is just like, I don't know, special. There's something about it. It's special. It's this like homely thing, and everyone is so kind and so hospitable. So yeah, you fit right in straight away.
I love how you're so chill about it. You're like, the worst thing, if something goes wrong, you go home. And most people, they don't think of it as that. They think of it, it's the end of the world, something happened, something. If you have direction to go somewhere, then go do it. Take that leap of faith. But the important thing is, you go when you have direct orders to go. Like, don't just put it upon yourself to decide one day, wake up and go, you know, I'm gonna go to I don't know, Albania or Macedonia, or like go for a trip. Yeah, see the place. Sure, nothing wrong. But it takes very specific, it takes like to hear from God to be able to say, I'm going to go. Yeah. And that's the thing that I have so much respect for missionaries, because they leave so much behind. Yeah. They leave an extreme amount of things behind. And I always say, not everyone can be a missionary, but we can all evangelize.
Yes.
So not everyone can and not everyone should, but we can all spread the gospel.
Yeah, for sure. And I think like your mission field is wherever you are.
Yeah.
So whether you move and you go and move to a different country and spread the gospel there, or whether you are talking to your friends and your family, the calling is still the same for everyone. Like the ultimate calling is to go and make disciples of all men, and it's to share God's love in whatever way you can, whether that's like going out on the streets and speaking about Jesus, whether it's just loving your friends well. It's different wherever you are. So I think, I mean, for me, I wasn't coming here as a missionary. I was coming just as like, I want to go and get to know my people, get to know my culture and the language, and just like be here and honestly to have a great time. That was my mentality. I was like, I just want to go, and I can see that the Lord was really in it because the doors shut so many times before. But like you say, you just have to pray on it. There was a lot of prayer that went into it, even though it wasn't necessarily coming as a missionary. I was like, I'm going to go, and I know that the Lord is with me in this. And every time as well, it's not that I didn't have moments where I was thinking, oh gosh, I don't know anyone, I don't know what to do. There's like, you have moments of feeling lonely, but praying on it and just saying like, I know the Lord is with me here, and he will direct your steps wherever you go, whether that's something you want to do or whether it's something completely crazy that you've never thought of before. He'll like direct you for it.
There's also this human aspect that people they have this idea that if you're a missionary and if that person's a preacher and if you're a teacher and if that person is a worshiper, that means I have to do something you guys do in order to be important. And that is not the right take you should have. Everyone is important in their own way and level. You don't have to necessarily be a missionary to be important, or to be a preacher to be important, or you can be important and serve the Lord with what he gave you, and you can serve the Lord with what you have. We see the like people preaching, and we see people sharing the gospel, and that's beautiful. We need that. That's a gift that God gave you. But you can also serve in the church. You can also serve with the books. You can also serve with washing stuff up, you know? So it's not about what role you have or like what certain thing you do that makes you special, is what God called you to do. That makes you so special.
I've actually found as well recently, I've just been on quite a long trip away, and found that the Lord really just was giving me a lot of direction through really small things. So I had a lot of surgery on my foot over the years, which was part of the reason I couldn't come to Albania in the first place. But as we went on this big long trip, I was just thinking like, gosh, I was in a lot of pain and thinking I can't do everything that everyone else can do. And there's a lot of times where we were serving churches by like cleaning or helping serve food and being on your feet all day. And those are times for me that I was like, I am struggling because physically I just wasn't able to, just because I had a bit of a regression with everything that was going on with my feet. And I found the Lord just really directing me in the fact that he was like, you can just love people, you can pray, you can do all of these other things that serve people just as well as being like boots on the ground, being the person who's standing and serving physically, but sometimes just being there and being another person that somebody can speak to or someone that you can pray with is just as important. And I've just, I found recently the Lord just really saying to me, like, you can serve in any way, and he will again direct you in whatever way it is that he has for you. Not necessarily always like being a missionary or being a preacher or being someone who's up the front. Sometimes someone behind the scenes is just as important.
Very true.
So it's something that definitely I've learned a lot.
We are all called to serve, but there's different ways that we do it. And what you said, I think, really applies to, because there's always someone behind the scenes putting in work. There's always. And that someone behind the scenes is as important as that someone who stands on the podium, can I say. I want to get the essence of this so that people can understand that no matter what you do, when you serve the Lord, is such a privilege, first of all, and it's an opportunity that when you serve him, he serves you.
Yeah.
He serves your heart. And you don't always have to be, like we said, you know, but if you do it with a good heart and if you serve the Lord, I think that's one of the greatest things you could ever do in your life is serving him with purpose.
Yeah, for sure. And it, like you say, it can look so different for each person. So yeah, it's amazing.
So I have to ask about, you went to this conference and then what happened after that? How did things like escalate after that?
Yeah. So I went to the conference. It was 3 days. I went to 2 of the days, and at the time I was just like amazed that there was this generation of young Albanians who really loved Jesus, who really wanted to just be praising him and just doing life with him. Stepping into the room, it was at the Marriott at the time. So stepping into the room and just seeing like so many young people, specifically young people. There was obviously all ages, but just seeing these like 18 to 30-year-olds like hands raised, worshipping the Lord with like everything that they had, and worshipping him in different languages, like in English but also in Albanian, it hit my heart so much. It was so special just seeing that and thinking like, wow, like the Lord is in everyone, every nation, every tongue. Like he knows everyone. So seeing so many people worshipping him in Albanian specifically, to me, I was like, wow, this
did something
special.
To your soul.
So much. And I just felt this like real piece of like, this is where I'm meant to be. And the first night I didn't actually really meet anyone. I saw the 2 people that I knew. So I saw them, said hi, and they were busy. They were on the worship team. So I just kind of sat near the back and just enjoyed being in the Lord's presence. And then the second night I came, I met this girl who was here from a team from Norway. And she sort of invited me to sit with them, and we prayed together. And then at the end of the night, there was a call for prayer for anyone to go forward. And I just felt the Lord. I can't actually even remember. It was 2 years ago. I can't remember what it was for. But I just felt the Lord just give me a little push and saying like, go forward. And I met one of my now best friends, Elvis, there, and he didn't know me at all, didn't really even have time to ask anything. He just straight in started praying for me, and he just started praying in Albanian. He just presumed, he didn't ask like any questions. And obviously there was a lot of internationals there as well, but he just like straight in with Albanian. And that was one of the first times that I've been prayed for in Albanian apart from my dad. So it was just like such a special moment for me, and it was a real just confirmation from the Lord that this is what I'm meant to be doing, this is where I'm meant to be, and these are going to be great people to be around. And then the following day, this girl from the Norway team was like, we have this conference.
You have met Alex. Have you met Alex?
I do. I live with Alex.
Okay.
So it was her team actually. This other girl, Carly, she was like, come to this open air, I think it was Pentecost service the next day. So I went along and again met the rest of the team, and they were like, we're going to the beach tomorrow, you should come. So I was like, in the spirit of saying yes to everything, because I've just come here, I want to meet people. Normally for me, I'm like, I need to have a schedule, I need to have a plan. I was just like, okay, I'm in Albania, I'm going to do things. I'll just do whatever they say. So they're like, we're going to the beach, you should come. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll come. And the one friend that I already knew was like, oh, I can drive you, we can go together. So we went. And when we got to the beach, I stepped out and I was thinking there'd maybe be like 10, 15 people. There was 40 people on this beach. And all of them were from different teams who were coming to serve Albania. And honestly, that was just the start of everything. I got to know the fire and fragrance team in Albania, who have now become some of my best friends. And got to see just how much the Lord really loves Albania, how much he is moving in this country, and how much he just really wants to show his love to the specifically the youth here. I mean he loves everyone, of course, but I think there's this real like calling over the youth of Albania to just be this like mouthpiece. So getting to know these incredible people who are all so excited to just do life with the Lord was incredible. And I've just been kind of living life with them ever since. I was working at the school last year, which was another amazing way of getting to know young Albanians. And then I really felt the Lord halfway through the year last year just saying like, we're going to be doing a Bible school and you should be part of it. I really felt the Lord just kind of saying like, you need to do this. This is something that you are meant to do. Yeah. And it was funny because I think I kind of, like I said, I came to Albania thinking I'm just moving for my own sake. Yeah. And I think the Lord just kind of let me believe that until I was here. And then he's slowly like put pieces in place and was like, actually, you're going to do this. And then actually after that, this is your next step. So it's been a real learning curve for me of just thinking like, I don't need to have this like big plan of what's going to happen. It's just saying yes and seeing where that yes takes you. Because he'll just provide the next steps every time.
And he's so gracious about it too. He knows sometimes that we can't handle a certain amount of things, and he leads us to a path and he's like, try this very sweetly, very softly. And then he's like, what if you try this? And then you find yourself in the middle of that. Maybe a few years ago you would be like, I would never have seen myself here, and you're suddenly there and you have this joy in your heart about what you're gonna do and what just happened, and that was just the Lord just like graciously leading you to what you needed to, what needed to be done, you know. So I think it's very touching to hear this kind of story, because we hear a lot of young people leaving Albania. And then there's you, and you came back to Albania. So is there any message that you want to give to the people who want to leave Albania, to the young people?
It's funny actually that you say like, I'm coming back, because this was another thing that that somebody said to me, that they'd been praying for more young Albanians to come back. And we were just in this prayer meeting, and one of my friends just was like, I've just realized I was here 4 or 5 years ago and we were praying this exact thing, that young Albanians would come back to Albania and fall in love with their country again. And then he just turned around to me and he was like, Emma, that's you. I've just realized that like you've come back and you're here to love this country. So I think something for young Albanians who want to go, it's not necessarily wrong to leave. Of course not. And if that's what you really feel is the right way for you to go, then sure.
Then do it,
Do it and do it prayerfully. Keep the Lord like in the center of it. But I think equally it's something to say is just like, look around your country, look at the people who are here, look at the opportunities that are actually in Albania, because there are a lot more than we can sometimes think. I think a lot of the time we look at our own place and we kind of have these blinkers on and we think we can only see straight forward. But when you take the blinkers off and you look around, we have such a beautiful land, even just physically. Like we have the mountains, the sea, the rivers. It's so, so stunning. But also the people here are such good people. And there is opportunities to be part of something so much bigger when you're staying in a small country that has opportunity. I think Albania is going to grow and grow and grow, and it's going to be such, I mean, already people are seeing the beauty coming here on holiday, but I think in the future Albania is just going to continue to open up and continue to be just a beautiful place to live. So I'd say for like young Albanians who are thinking of leaving, like think about it, but think about staying too, and like just look at what you do have in this country as well, because it is so stunning. So beautiful.
You're so right about that. Thank you so much for being here today, and thank you so much for sharing with us your story, how it all came to be, how everything just linked together, you going and you coming here and you going to the conference and everything. So thank you so much. We appreciate having you here. Thank you for coming back, I have to say. Thank you for coming back. Okay. Can you say anything in Albanian for us, please? Because I know you speak. I know that you speak good Albanian. But when I asked you to do the interview, you said, "I'd like to speak English, but I know I can speak like Albanian as well."
Some.
You can speak some.
What would you like me to say?
Okay, ndoshta një gjë që mund t'ja bëjmë qefin. Çfarë është një gjë që mund t'ja bëjmë qefin shqiptarëve? Okay, kush ka qenë eksperienca jote më e bukur këtu deri tani?
Okay. Po, Unë nuk flas shumë mirë shqip, por do të përpiqem. Po, Zoti ka shumë shpresë për të gjithë shqiptarët, edhe ai nuk e di.
Ju do shumë, maybe?
Ju do shumë, po, ju do shumë, po. Okay.
But see, that wasn't so bad. I liked it. Thank you. Thank you for speaking our language. For speaking your language as well.
My language.
Yeah, your language as well.
Learn more.
Yeah. Thank you for being here today. Shpresoj që ta keni pëlqyer programin dhe ta keni shijuar. Ne bashkë do të qihemi javës tjetër dhe shumë bekime.